UC Kings, and if this is your first time of tuning to my channel, you are welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share my video, comment in the comment section below, and also do not forget to turn on the notification bell down below. I'll be talking about something that has really touched me. Yes, this is something we have ignored for a long time. The ladies I'm talking about. The ladies have ignored for a long time. So let's get straight to the point. First of all, are you aware that about 83% of women, of ladies out there, have some kind of gynecological issues? Have you ever wondered why this is so? Are you aware that about 85% of the ladies use the sanitary pads, and about 82% of gynecological issues is caused by this sanitary pads in the market? Research has shown that the pads in the market, the pads we've been using since we began our menstrual cycle, probably we started at the age of 12, 13, or even 10, depends on your system. Can you believe that these pads are actually toxic? Can you believe that these pads, do we know where the pads come from to start with? Do we know where our pads come from? Research has shown that the pads available on the market are made from waste papers, wooden pulps, plastics, and what have you. And after being collected, these waste papers, plastics, wooden pulps are being bleached by a chemical called chlorine. And in the process of bleaching it, just to get that whiter than white color, it produces a chemical called dioxin. Trust me, it is not something you'd like to joke with. Why do they go through all this? Just because they want to get this whiter than white appearance. I mean, they want the pad to look white, for it to look so sterile and clean, so that the lady that wears this pad doesn't get to feel, oh, it's dirty. Apart from this, the residues on this pad, after they are being removed, of course, we place it on our panties. After they are being removed, these residues still contain a huge part of dioxin. And of course, when this dioxin gets into the female reproductive system, it causes a lot of damages. Yes, like the hormonal imbalance, the inflammatory diseases, like pelvic inflammatory diseases. It causes the ovarian size, fibroids, and what have you. Talking about facts, in 2011, dioxin was earmarked as #1 human carcinogen, which is a substance that causes cancer in living tissues. Once dioxin gets into the female system, into a woman's system, it is stored in fatty tissues, and it can last as long as 7 to 15 years. Apart from dioxin, we have other chemicals that are being used in the production of our pads.
Chemicals such as styrene, which is found in car tires, acetone, which is used in nail polish remover, chloromethane, which is used in refining petroleum, and chloroethane, which is used in styrofoams.
Chemical, it's in our pads. Statistics has it that an average woman ends up using about 15,000 to 24,000 pieces of pads before the age of 60. So now I want you to think, I want you to imagine, with all these chemicals, each time a lady uses a pad, she's getting the dioxin into the system, and she uses it for as long as 60 years. Can we imagine how much dioxin would have been in the system at age 60? Now let's face reality. Let's stop imagining and face reality. Dioxin does not just enter your system, it causes cancer. Hold on, you may think, cancer, I've been using pads, how come I don't have cancer? It doesn't start once you use the pad. It accumulates, and over time it causes cancer. And even if it doesn't cause cancer, it causes different issues to the lady's system. Okay, let's stop talking about chemicals for a while. Let's talk plastics. Do you know that your pads, our pads, are made of plastics? The pads you and I have been using are made of plastics. I'll give you the gist. After getting the product they use in making the pads, which is actually gotten from waste products, waste papers, wooden pulps, after they've been processed, right? It doesn't absorb the blood. It doesn't. And so they add these plastics just because they do not want the woman to feel wet. They do not want the woman to feel leakage or stains on the pants. Of course, these plastics are not BPA free. As a matter of fact, they have a large dose of BPA and BPS in it. BPA is a byproduct of petroleum, and trust me, girl, it is not good. It is harmful, it is toxic to the human body. Not talk more of the female genitals and then the female reproductive system. Plastics on its own causes complications to embryonic development. It also causes organ damages. For example, it affects the heart and it causes cancer too. Because when the lady is using this pad, this bleached with chlorine pads that has produced dioxin, and then with plastics that are not BPA free, the woman's system at that time is locked. No air is going inside, and in this process it gives rise for warmth because it becomes a bit hot. That means there's warmth in it, and then this is actually mixed with the blood. Of course, the blood, we already know what the blood is bringing out, right? And then it's mixed with chemicals like the dioxin, and then the plastics. Come on, this actually brings a breeding ground for germs, yes, to multiply. WHO made it known in 2015 that every 2 hours of the use of these kinds of pads, the pads breeds about 107 different kinds of germs. So normally as a lady, maybe when growing up, we were told to always use our pads a maximum of 4 hours. That is, we should always change the pads latest every 4 hours. So let's say it this way: the pad breeds about 107 different germs in 2 hours, and let's say we wear it for 4 hours. That is 107 times 2. And as the woman is sitting on this pad breathing these germs, the blood flows back into the system. Then it causes problems for the lady, and that is when she begins to develop little problems like rashes, itching, and it goes forward to pain, and then we have more serious issues like infections. Now, it does not really stop there. It is not just infection. It goes further than infections. And apart from infection, which we readily say, okay, surprisingly, a lady will easily say, oh, she has infections just because she has rashes, itching, pain down there, But it goes further than that, because with time, you have more serious issues like fibroids, pains, ovarian cysts, blocked fallopian tubes, hemorrhoids, endometriosis, cancer, so many of them. And apart from that, it even put a strain on marriages, on relationships. And apart from it putting strains on marriages and relationships and cancer and every other gynecological disease out there, it leads to death. That is the reality. Okay, that aside, what's that sweet smell? It smells nice kind of reaction that you get each time you buy a pad. Oh, it smells nice. Come on, perceive it. It smells so nice. Come on, girls. Your pads, they are not supposed to smell nice. Yes. That smell nice, that nice smell you can perceive is chemical. How about we just take a stroll down the nearest shopping mall, nearby? How about we just make a little shopping for any product that is used to soak up blood on humans. Think of any product that can be used to soak blood. Okay, for instance, the normal cotton or even the bandage that we have in the market. Please, do they smell nice? So why should the pad that you put down there at the most open area in your body, most open part of your body, use something that smells nice? Tell me. Why is it only the pads that have this wonderful smell? How about the bandages? How about cottons? What else can we think of that is being used to soak up blood? In some instances, some people use cotton bud. Why doesn't it smell nice? Actually, the key is deception. Yes, they don't want you, these companies, they do not want you to feel awful. They do not want you to feel bad about yourself. So they deceive you by giving you something that smells nice. And this sweet smell, this fragrance that we get from our pad, that we perceive from our pads, trust me girl, it is made from a cocktail of more than 3,900 chemicals. These chemicals are carcinogens. Yes, they cause cancer, they are allergies, they are irritants, they cause irritations to your system. So they lead to serious problems. This sweet fragrance leads to serious problems. How about gels? Yes, the gels in the pads we use. Should we even also go into that? Where does those gels come from? Silicone. These are silicones. Are you aware that these pad producing companies, they are aware that the waste products and the processes it has gone through and the plastics they are using for the pads, that they know it's really toxic and harmful? Okay, fine, they know. So do you think they care about that? Do you think they care that oh, this products, these materials we're using for these pads are actually toxic or that they are harmful? Do you think they care? It's a fat no. They don't care. They only care about the size of their pockets, and that's all. Have you ever wondered why they would never list the materials used in producing these pads on the label? And even if they decide to list something, you'd see things such as it's really comfortable, leaves you dry, it's soft and clean, it's 100% cotton, it leaves you dry, it can last for a long time, it's highly absorbent. But they never get to mention what they use in producing these pads. Okay, let's say you finally get this information, and then you get the opportunity to get to these pad producing companies, and you ask them if they are aware that these things are causing problems for the human reproductive system. Guess what says? They know. And you get to hear replies like, it's a little bit of chemical, nothing to worry about. Really? Nothing to worry about? It's a little bit of chemical? Now I'll ask you one question. When a lady gets all these problems and goes to the doctor, does the doctor say, it's a little bit of cancer, not to worry? Or does it just wave it aside and that's it? No, they don't. There is no amount of insignificant chemicals. The fact that that chemical is present, the fact that it is right there in the pad, it is going to cause harm. It is going to cause damages. It's going to cause problems. It's going to cause diseases for the female, for the lady, for the woman out there, for the girls. Some people's own start as early as they can remember. As early as, it depends on the system, you know. Now, do I even have to emphasize that a woman's body is open? The genital area is really open, and anything can go in there. And once it gets in there, it gets into the system and starts to cause problems over the years. And as if that is not even enough, as if it's not enough, they don't even get to put expiry dates on these pads. Fine, these pads are made from waste papers, like I said. They are made from wooden pots. They are made from plastics. And then the chemicals added to it. And the chemicals it produces And these pads are still put in plastics. Yes, most of the pads are in plastics. And they stay in they are being produced, right? And then they stay in the market for as long as, okay, what if the pad you're using now was produced 10 years ago? It's possible. What if it was produced 6 years ago with all these chemicals, with all these plastics, and then you put it in the most open part of your body? Really? That's a disaster. If this happens, if you're using a pad that was made 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that's a disaster. So how do we know when these pads are produced? No expiry dates. And we are using it every month. Sis, take a seat, relax, and think about this pad you've been using. The secret is out. It is left for you to make that change. It is left for you to change your pad today and have a better life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please do not forget to subscribe, like, share this video, comment in the comment section, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell down below so that you can always be notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you all.